The top stories on ABC News, and more than 100,000 people have died around the world from COVID-19.
Desperate seemingly overnight, much of our daily lives have been put on hold this morning. The list of closings and activities being suspended is growing from coast to coast. All Americans now trying to navigate what we're kind of calling a new normal.
All right, can we just run it back just to the double scotch?
It was crazy. I mean, this was something no one ever expected, and just to kind of go completely dormant for an entire year was just kind of the oddest feeling in the world. I mean, we went from, because the show was close to being completely done, and then we just stopped all the way, and it just felt like a huge halt. And then it was kind of like, are we going back? We did a lot of Zoom practices during the summer thinking, oh, it'll probably be back in August, and then we weren't back in August, so it's been a crazy whirlwind, but I'm happy to be back and, you know, that we get to do a definite production, so.
I honestly didn't think that we were going to get a chance to do the show. When it came down to the last couple of weeks when we finally got to go to classes in person, I was always talking to Mr. Irvin, and he was telling me that he actually had a chance to bring back the show. And at that point, I was like, well, this is what I'm going to do. This is going to be my summer. So I was like, oh, it won't be too bad. We're going to have just the Saturdays. Now we're getting down to it. It's been a lot more busier than I actually thought, but it's at a pace to where we can all control it. It's just, it happened so fast that we didn't really expect it. But it makes me so happy to know that something that we started and we get to finish it. If we didn't get to finish it, I would have been devastated.
That being said, all I ask is you guys be even more vigilant than I asked you to be last week. You know, the regulations have still been lifted. Nothing has changed. You know, they haven't put in new procedures yet. Because we're almost there. we are almost a month. It sounds like a lot when I say we're a month away from opening night, but we only have really 4 Saturdays remaining.
I'm not lying. I want to practice space for it's fine. I want to deal with that stuff. I want to practice space.
You have a thought? Or
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
The anxiety was before the audition process. Because that was a lot of anxiety. We're like, oh my gosh, we're gonna have our lead. What are we gonna do? And realizing like there's too many people who want to do this show, and it wouldn't be fair to them to say, sorry, we're not gonna do it. Even though I was hesitant. Any anxiety went away during the auditions because the actress who was playing Charity nailed it from the start. All of us that were here at the audition were like, oh my God, there's Charity right there. And she was making choices that I would have told her already to do, but she was already doing. And that made any kind of anxiety go away. And you know, she's the one that's here every day during the week, just working on her own. So it's, yes, it's definitely, it was strange initially, but that went away really fast because, I mean, she's our Charity. She's not the second Charity. She's not the fill-in Charity. She is Charity in this show.
It was really exciting. Actually, I thought I was going to be more scared or like more uneasy about going into a new like surrounding, but I was really excited, and everyone was super nice. Like, they introduced themselves to me. I didn't have to kind of like shove my way into groups of people, and it was nice to be able to just have that energy off the bat so that I can reciprocate and kind of just build friendships and start working on the show. And it's a super fun show and everybody cares about it, so it's easy for me to want to make it the best that I can. I love theater, and I love, performing, and even working on it is fun for me. And I would be able to spend time with my best friends, and I would be able to kind of have a way into a new community, a new theater department that I didn't know yet. And it was a good way for me to kind of like adjust and adapt and get to know people before I went into school. And even if I was just like an ensemble member, like it was gonna be a really fun time. So that's kind of how I reacted. I wasn't super scared or nervous, or it was just kind of fun.
Have you stay.
Okay.
Because it seems silly. It's like it goes over, it looks good that you're standing, and then you're down, and then you move back again. So.
Okay, yeah.
One more time, please.
You should have taken swimming lessons. Now it's too late. Do you speak French? Come here. I want to talk to you.
I crossed. When I leave, I cross to grab the presents, Matthew.
You can just pick up the table with the presents on it.
But I can put the decorations on it too. A lot of times the colors and the look and the artistic stuff comes from the characters themselves, which then generates what the set will look like. Because I've always been of the belief that the set and the color scheme, everything artistic, is a character in and of itself. So the set is a character. The set is just as important. It represents. It's not just here's a table and a chair and whatever. There's a reason for it. But if it's not as authentic as possible, then I don't think that benefits the audience at all. I want the audience to be like, wow, that was really cool. I felt like I was in 1967. I'd like to be able to do that. And that's fun. When I get to that point where we're like doing the set dressing, and I got like on the set right now, just like little photographs, okay? Or just these little, like a postcard that's on a mirror, or just like these tiny little things. I love that stuff. That's my favorite part of when it comes to the artistic stuff, is those little details.
Sweet Charity is a show of navigating love and what that means, with whether it's self-love or romantic love or boundaries, self-respect. It's just a journey about what it means to finally come into your own and find love within yourself that's not in other people, because they may not be around. So it's just kind of this crazy story full of weird circumstances that kind of unveil this confidence and self-respect. That's really beautiful.
Being able to maintain a romantic view of the world, enjoying the silver linings, looking for the best, and trying to make the best out of whatever situation you've got, while also having dignity and self-respect.
It's about finding yourself, because a common theme throughout the show is Charity not knowing what she's doing, where she's going, stuff like that. And I think that it kind of shows that in order to find love, you first have to find out how to love yourself. And I think that the show is meant to help others do that.
It's like a sense of hope and a sense of, freedom and being able of that, having that self-discovery.
Charity's kind of growth throughout the show from somebody who is more dependent on the validation of someone else, or the relationship or attachment to someone else, than in herself.
I'm trying to think of better words to describe it, but that's really what it is. It's just self-love first. Yeah, that is Sweet Charity.
When we got what we thought was like going to be a long spring break or whatever, I had a bad feeling as soon as that happened. And when things started getting worse, and then basically we announced that Sweet Charity couldn't happen, and hopefully maybe someday it could, but our hopes were all super low. It was really rough.
When the show shut down, in 2020, the show was done. And it's a different atmosphere than we've had before, because I think everybody we want to get this show done.
That sense of hope is what lies with me, because of being hopeful that the show's going to happen, being hopeful that we're just finally going to see this show's end and have closure of the show, because we've been working on it for like 2 years now. So we've been all fighting for this production to come back.
You know, the whole production is showing that failure does not mean the end. You know, we tried doing it one time and it didn't work out, but we waited and we got back on our feet and we kept going, and we were able to finally get here. So, yeah.
It's going to stand out from the other shows because of the circumstances that got it to the stage. That everything that the cast and the crew had to go through to have it taken away and then have it back. I think that's what makes it special. And I'm going to cherish Sweet Charity in a different way than I do the other shows.
I feel like it's putting an end to COVID. I mean, COVID is not over, but we're getting past this horrible, horrible era, hopefully, and we're saying, hey, this show started before COVID happened, and we are finishing it even though COVID happened, and that we can still, push through. And I think that's so important. So I'm really happy to be a part of it.
Yeah, so last time for the first summer around, school had gotten ended and we were like, okay, we'll just do online for a little bit. And then there was the possibility of a summer show. And I was like, okay, we might go back. But then cases started to spike again. And then Irvin, the next year around, had brought back the idea of, well, this time we can do a summer show. And at that point, I was like, well, I don't want to get my hopes up in case it doesn't happen. But now that it has happened, I'm so thankful that it worked out the way it did and that we waited for that time to be able to do it.
I probably lost hope somewhere around halfway through the year. I didn't think that, we would come back and do it, but the moment Irvin said that there was a chance, I knew it was going to happen.
We tried, we pushed as far as we could. We thought, well, we're only going to be gone 3 weeks. Yeah, just get an extra week of spring break. We'll be back. See you in May. And we're like, okay, well, we'll do it towards the end of May. We're like, okay, that's not going to happen. Okay, by the end of summer, this will be done. And so we were rehearsing online, in preparation. And then finally got to the point where I had to say, you guys, we have to let it go. And that was tough. And it wasn't until maybe April that I thought, because things were looking up, people were getting vaccinated. I'm like, okay, and I was looking to see what was happening out in the world, in other productions and other theater experiences. And I'm like, I think we might be able to do it. So as it is right now, this show is going to happen.
It's almost kind of like sticking it to COVID, because this show got taken away from all of us, and for a lot of people that was really rough. For me too, it was really rough. And we tried holding on to it, and then we had to let go, and it was painful. And then for a while, it was like, maybe. Mr. Irvin was like, there's a 50% chance, there's a 60% chance, there's an 80% chance. And so we really didn't want to let ourselves hope too much. And so to be able to actually finally put it on, and it's been a long time coming, but we finally can, it's just like, good.
It's like something to be proud of. It's something to be like, wow, we made it. And we are the first, that I know of, one of the first, if not the first, show to be back and to be doing a summer show. Other high schools aren't doing that. We all dedicated our summer, which means something. People care enough about this production to be here right now and dedicate that time and work on their lines and look great and work on their makeup. There are girls in there right now busting their butts so that they have the essence of the show and they are putting on a performance for you guys, the audience, and just telling this story. So it means a lot, and we all care so deeply about it. So it's like, we're not gonna fake it, we're not doing oh, let's just put on a high school show. This is a performance. We are performing, and it's just gonna be great. I think good things are worth waiting for, and this is definitely one of those things.
there's still the same energy and that same like friendship among cast and crew. It's just a much smaller crew now, so if anything, it's just an even better and tighter bond with everybody.
Honestly, this cast, I haven't had any problems. They've all been nice, and including crew, they've all been nice people to work with. And I feel like that's what helps too, is that like when you're stressed, you know that there's good cast and good crew that will like be there for you during those hard times.
This cast, I mean, you turn a corner and there's someone smiling at you saying hello. I mean, they're so enthusiastic, kind, and wonderful.
Like I said, friendly and supportive, and I've made a lot of really good friends so far, and I enjoy them, and it's a fun show, it's a fun experience, and I do feel like, you know, I'm supported by the cast, and that is so huge for me, because that was a worry of mine, that I was going to come in and people were just going to kind of be like, who's that? You know, and everybody was just super awesome, so that made it so much easier for me to just kind of have fun with everything.
You can't do a show like this without everybody caring about it. If most of the people, cast, crew, whoever, didn't want to be here, we wouldn't have a show.
So this is it. Just like I said last night, this is the night that we smooth over any of the rough spots. I think we've made some adjustments to things to make sure that things should work tonight. Thank you for those of you that are going to help Christina with those ridiculous changes. It's sold out based off of what is available. And you know, the other thing too, you know, we really are the first live performance they have seen in a year and a half. Tomorrow, you have an audience. 8 Saturday. The fact is that we put this damn thing back together. It's amazing, because there was a point early on, I have to be honest with you guys, like that second week, I thought, I don't know if I'm giving you guys enough time. I don't know if these Saturdays only it's going to work. And I was like, and then there was a point where we were so deep. In fact, I know I said it to several of you. I'm like, we're so deep into this thing, there's no turning back. We're stuck. We have to keep moving. Holy crap! It came together for many of us, something that got taken away that we didn't think was going to come back. Mm-hmm. And then we were given the opportunity to come back, and then blessed to have more join us as we finish this thing up. And one thing I do want to say is how honored I am that those of you that graduated in 2020, and certainly those of you that just graduated, that you wanted to come back and you wanted to finish this. Because this show would certainly not be what it was, or is, without all of us collectively. And it's just absolutely unbelievable. And I am so proud of you guys, and I'm so proud of the crew. Cats, you guys may not know just some of the difficulties we were having with crew. That we thought, oh yeah, we got a big crew. Okay, we lost somebody. That's okay. Okay, we can fill this person in. Okay, we just lost somebody else. That's okay. And you know, they started whittling down where it's like, okay, Adam and Maddie, you guys are running. Okay, that's why you're running crew. Kai, I just got a call. We just lost somebody else in crew. That's okay. We got to cover it. Here's the thing. We're collectively just so lucky that we have the opportunity to do this. Okay? In the situation that we're still in. And the stuff that this crap that we're still battling, and it's up and down, and we don't even know what Monday will look like. I mean, it's just like, you know, or what's happening, okay? And so the fact that we were just given this gift to do this is one thing,
And the fact that we can do it in front of an audience is fantastic. And what makes it even better is it's at the level that I expect it to be, and I know that where you expect it to be, and it looks so good. And just like I said before we started, that you guys are gonna be, for most of the audience, is gonna be the first live performance that they have seen in a year and a half. And you're gonna give one damn show. They're gonna be so happy that this is gonna be the first thing that they see.
Yeah, that's so
Okay? So, this is your show. Okay? There's nothing more that Sam or Jill or I can do at this point. It's all in your hands, and it's in good hands. It's in really good hands, because for everything that we have gone, and Sarah, and everything that we have gone through and have gone through together, it just tells me that every single one of us love this show and what it stands for as much as everybody else in this show. And I know that that's why I know it's in good hands, and that's all I can do. So all I can say is thank you, you guys. This is a show that I know I will never ever forget. Ever. And yeah.
Good evening and welcome to the Chaparral Performing Arts Center. At this time, we ask that you please silence your cell phones and refrain from any flash photography, videography, or texting during the performance. Also, there is no food or drink allowed in the theater at any time. Due to safety protocols, audience members are asked to remain masked while in the theater. And now, without further ado, Chaparral Actors Troupe finally presents Neil Simon and Children. right, before everyone goes, hold on, you guys, backstage. As many of you know, this show has been a journey, to put it lightly, and 18 months ago, we got shut down, and these guys up here put it back together in 8 Saturdays. And there is a group on stage that this performance marks the last time as me as their director. So would the recent graduates of 2021 and last year's alumni of 2020 who didn't get to do this last year please come forward and take one final bow? Thank you for coming back. Thanks for sticking with us. Thank you, audience, for coming out and showing us support. It has been fantastic being back.
I'd like to finally wrap. It's a bittersweet moment, very bittersweet, but it was worth the wait. Worth the wait.
This is the only way this could have been. I love destroying these things. Worst part of the show, right here.
As good as they looked, I hated them.
They're even annoying in their death.
Elevator!
Just up to you as we go. Alright. If you need to, you could also stack.